if I go back to the original work sheet, it was this. And the problems that we had, the first problem that we had to find the pattern. And how we represented that was by X and Y, where the X was these big numbers at, bold numbers at the bottom, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the Y represented the blocks that were with them. And we saw the pattern that when X was 1, Y was 3 blocks. And that when X was 2, Y was 5 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so we actually were able to actually see the pattern there, which was 2X plus 1 was equal to Y. And we put that actually into a computer program. You didn't need to do this, but we did it. And here's how we represented that. We said, we're going to do this a bunch of times. By the way, you don't have to write this computer program, but we represented it here where every time we have an X, multiply that by 2 and add 1 to it, and we get our Y. When we run that, we actually find that our model does work in the computer. Come on, computer, work. Oh, man. So I guess that Python's been sleeping for a while. What does that? Run. So I brought it back to life again. It was sleeping. And we see that pattern holds out. 1 to 3, 2 to 5, 3 to 7, 4 to 9. We were asked what would be when X was 10. And we see that it's 21. We were asked what it would be when X was 20. We see it's 41. We were asked what it would be when X is 100. You wouldn't have to do this computer to get those answers. Students in the class got those answers just by applying 2X plus 1, right? And just a little bit of math. Some of them did it in their head. Some of them did it on a calculator. And so that's quite, and now the peanut problem, how we solved the peanut problem, I actually put that into the Word document. The peanut problem, what we noticed was that our bag of peanuts had to have almonds, Brazil nuts, cashews, and peanuts. Sorry, it wasn't just peanuts. Our bag of nuts had to have almonds, Brazil nuts, cashews, and peanuts in it, and the total had to be 81. And we knew that the Brazil nuts, there was twice as many as there were peanuts. Cashew nuts. Peanuts were twice as many as there were Brazil nuts, so that was 4 times as many as there were cashew nuts. So we made everything in terms of cashew nuts. Almonds were the same as Brazil, so that's 2 lots of cashew nuts. So we could replace all the nuts but the cashew nuts with cashew nuts. And so then we found out that we could have a relationship of 81 is equal to 9 times the cashew nuts. So there's 9 cashew nuts. To substitute that back in, and we found that since there's twice as many Brazil nuts as there were cashew nuts, there must be 18. There's 4 times as many peanuts as there were cashew nuts, so it must be 36. And almonds was the same as Brazil nuts, so it had to be 18. So there was that. Now, then the next thing that we did was we did the favorite subjects, and that was by mostly kind of a process of elimination. And we started by finding that Miriam had to do PE because she was the one that loved to do those track and field type events. Sammy, we decided, did art because he couldn't draw a straight line. Then the others were a little bit more tricky. We had to sort of look at that. We did talk about it in class, but you can sort of think on that. The binary search we divided the thing in half, and we weighed each half. And we found that one half was lighter than the other. So we discarded the other half, and we just took the half that had the lighter side of it. And we divided that into 2. And then we found there was a lighter side, and we discarded the heavier side. And then the last weighing we did, we were able to isolate that. And then we did the number trick. And what we were able to do is just doing a little bit of basic math. We were able to find out each of those things. Lastly, we did the clockwise filling in the triangle. And we found that by taking either odd or even numbers in the corners, we could get totals of either 67 or 68, again by process of elimination. And that's what we did in class. And so I'm going to stop recording that now. That's just to refresh your memories. If you need to refresh your memory on that,